Hello viewers, right, I'm going to do a bit of a test run on a project that's been given to me by a lovely lady based in the States, I think Denver, I think it is, Colorado, if I'm right. I think I'm right. And she's basically requested that I do, that I make her a tea pot, not a teapot, a tin for tea bags or tea, just general loose tea. Now obviously tea is kind of something that the Brits tend to like drinking, and apparently the Americans are starting to become more tea lovers, which is great news. You know, we love our tea over here, and this lady's requested that I make her a unique tin to put her tea in, which I think is quite cool actually, and I'm really quite chuffed actually to be making this tin for this lady, and to be able to send it over to her in the where she lives. I say I think it's Denver. I think I might have got that wrong. I'll double check. It's pretty cool, I think. You know what I mean? So she's asked me to sort of like come up with something. So I'm quite sort of proud to be doing that. But what I wanted to do is, before I kind of get stuck into it, I kind of wanted to sort of do a bit of a test run on making a very similar type of project. So I don't actually have a large enough chunk of wood really for this type of situation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a few pieces of wood here, which I found which are fairly large. It would be sort of tin size, and a piece here. This is actually oak, and the lady doesn't really want oak anyway. So, but this is going to be, as I say, just a test run. So I'm going to glue all these together, and that's kind of going to be our sort of test run tea tin. It's got a bit of a chunk taken out of there. I thought that might make quite a good effect on the top of the lid. So I think this would be the lid. So this is a piece of cherry. I think this is a piece of chestnut, I believe. I might be wrong. I think it's a piece of chestnut, and then you've got a piece of oak at the bottom. So I'm going to glue all these together, and then we're going to stick that in the lathe and see if we can make some kind of tin. And then also what she's requested is that we put some lines for Milliput's lines in here. Excuse me. So I'll do a very similar project in the sense of what she's asked me to do, but obviously I just wanted to sort of just do a test run really, because I want to make sure this is really perfect for her, and I want it, you know, I think it's I'm quite honoured to be doing it, so I want to make sure it's really done really well. So I'm just going to give this a bash. I mean, I've made a few pots obviously, but I'm just going to give this a go first, and then we can jump on that one afterwards. So I'll stop rattling on, and I'll glue these up. So I'm going to stand these down, I'm going to glue them up together, and we'll leave them to set overnight, and we'll come back, and then we'll start shaping it into a little tin pot, teapot tin. Right, so I've sanded all that down now, and what I have done is I've taken away the oak, and I've found a really nice piece of walnut. I think this might be black walnut, I think, but that will be quite nice actually. So that go on the bottom, then you've got this chestnut in the middle, which then we can put the Milliputs in, and then the cherry on the top. Cherry on the top. I made a joke. There we go. So you never know. This one might be the one that the lady wants. We never know. Okay, so we're going to glue that up, and we're going to leave it overnight, and I'll come back to it in the morning. Okay, so right, what we're trying to do here is upon instructions for this pot, the lady would like to have 3 lines of Milliput, different colour lines within this pot. So I've cut the grooves in here fairly equally along here. So we've got a line here, a line in the middle, and a line here. And I've put this line in here because this is where we're going to need to take the lid off. And then obviously I've cut this out as well. This is where we're going to part it off when we've finished. Okay, and I've sort of just shaped this round for the minute, but we'll finalise that a bit later on. So this is where the Milliputs will go. I don't know what order of colour yet, but obviously we've got mixed wood in here, so we just need to be mindful of what colour Milliput would look better with each, next to each piece of wood. Right, okay, so what we're going to have to do with this, because it's quite a large pot, in order to hollow this out, I'm going to have to cut it in half. I don't have a drill bit big enough, and my plan of hollowing it out initially, as it is, it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going to have to chop it in half in the middle, hollow out the base, glue it, and then hollow out, turn this around, hollow out this, and then glue it back together, which I think will be fine. I don't really think you'll notice it, to be fair, but yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, if I'm honest. Okay, so we've had a few setbacks on this pot, and I say originally I kind of had the idea that basically I would be able to hollow the whole pot out, but I couldn't really find a good way of doing that, so that's not really worked out. So what I've done is I've cut it in half, and that's allowed me to hollow out the bottom piece, which basically has made it a lot easier. Actually quite a good idea now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put something in the bottom base here of the pot, which I think will be quite amusing, and I'll show you in a second. So once I've done this, I'm going to have to finish this off with some food safe products, so I'll show you that. Right, I got some food safe finished the other day, so it's this chestnut food safe finish. So I'm going to be using this because although it's not food, but obviously you're going to be putting tea bags in there. You know, you can't really finish it off with anything else really. It's going to go in the kitchen, I believe. So, well, you know. So I'm going to finish it with this on the inside here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to hollow out the top piece, which not much left to do on that, so that won't take too long. Then we'll glue it back together, and this will still be fine. It will still work out fine. You probably won't even know that I've cut it in half. Hopefully, when you see the final product, that's what I'm thinking anyway. So I'm going to finish the bottom bit now on the inside and make sure that's all done before I glue everything back together. Let's do that now. Okay, so so finish the base off with some food safe product. Now what I'm going to do as well, just to sort of quirk this up a little bit, because I think it's going to be a little bit funny, and hopefully Colleen will like this. What I thought I was going to do is I was going to put this little smiley face in the base of this pot. So basically when you get to the end of your tea bags and you see smiley face, you need to top up your tea bags. So he's going to be hidden in the bottom of the pot. Now I know this is probably not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I thought it was funny, and hopefully Colleen will see the funny side. Funny, haha. Let's give it a bash. I bet you're sat there now going, no, don't do it. Too late. It's going in. And there he is. How's that? I think that's pretty good. A good idea by me. Now I would say, Colleen, whenever you're feeling a little bit down, it's a bad day, not very happy, take the lid off your teapot, pull the tea bags out, and smile. How's that? That will always make you smile now. Every time you see it, every time you get close to the bottom of the teapot, you pull out your last tea bag, you will smile. Right, so what I've got to do here is, this is the centre ring now. What's happened here is, you didn't see it because the video turned off, but I cracked the top of this, which is a bit of a pain, which obviously is part of this wood, which is the lid. So I'm going to have to work around that in a minute, which I'll sort that out. But I need to hollow this out properly. So what I've done is I've just hooked up a piece of chestnut on here, just a spare little bowl blank, so I can actually fit this ring on here and just turn this out. So I'm just going to quickly do that. Okay, so we've got these two pieces now. So we've got the bottom piece and we've got the middle piece. So what we're going to do now is just going to glue these up together. They fit fairly well already, as you can see. And we will wait for that to set overnight, and then we need to work out the lid that we're going to have. So obviously we may need to just glue another piece, but we will, I expect, need to glue another piece of wood on top of here. But that should be fairly straightforward once now we've done and hollowed out the main base of the pot. So I'll get that glued up and I'll come back to it when it's done. Okay, there it is. It's all glued up now. So we'll just wait for that to set, and then we can come back to it and see where we go with that. Okay. Don't forget to smile. Okay guys, right, so this is all dried up now. So I've just put this back up on the lathe. I'm just going to sand this out inside here and put some more food safe finish on the inside, and then so just trying to shape this a little bit more, and then we need to figure out obviously where we're going to put these Milliput lines now. So initially obviously we had these two here which are still here. We may still be able to get one up here somewhere, so I just need to finish this off. Then we need to look at putting the piece of wood that broke off the top, which is part of this lid, because I think that's a bit too small. Well, it's not too small, but I think it might be. I think we should put something else on there. I don't know, we'll see. Let's carry on with this first. Okay, so we've got the lid to fit on here now. I've just basically changed this around, put the lid back on. Now we need to kind of shape the lid into what we want it to, how we want it to look. Not really too sure how this should look really, but I think we should keep a little bit of an overlay here so that it's quite nice and easy to grab and pull off. I think that's probably where we want to grab it. What I might do, I don't know yet. I might try and put maybe a little piece in here as well. So I'm not too sure yet. We'll see what we do there. So I'm just going to shake this around. I'll put a bit of paper in here to make it a bit more secure, but it's still got to be very careful as this could just fly off. So. Okay, so we are getting there. So this is as it looks so far. So I think I haven't glued another ring on here. I think it's big enough really as a teapot. I think when we take it off there, I think it would still be pretty cool. Still be able to fit quite a lot of tea bags in here. Sorry. So as the lid comes off, still quite a bit of room in there. At the moment that's got a bit of rag on it just to keep it on a bit tighter, but it does still fit fairly well. So it's good enough. Got a fairly good fit. Now the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about here is this bit's okay. I mean, I think that forms kind of part of the design. It's got a little knot here that's basically got a bit of a hole in. It's a little bit of a loose piece of wood in here. So I think what I'm going to do with that, I'm a little bit concerned that that might just deteriorate a bit more over time. So I'm going to just fill this with basically a bit of sawdust and a bit of super glue, and just see if we can fix this little knot. So here we go. So just a bit of super glue in the hole. This should stop any more further problems. And what I'll do is I'll use some of the sawdust from the actual wood itself. Okay, so I'm mixing up the Milliputs now, which basically I need to put in into the grooves in here. Now the requests for the colours are orange, yellow and white from the lady. So I just need to work out what order to put those in. So I've done the orange one, and I've sort of mixed that up already. And with this Milliput stuff, you really have to mix it up quite well. So I've got the yellow one now. So basically all we're going to do is I've just taken a kind of rough guess. It's probably a bit too much actually, which is a bit of a shame sometimes because this stuff isn't cheap. You know, you've got to get a gauge really. Just take a piece of each off of it, and then you just got to mix it up all together and knead it and knead it and knead it, and just keep on going for about, I don't know, 3 minutes I suppose, 4 minutes maybe. Just make sure that it's thoroughly mixed together, which you've got to do really. Now what I do for each one as well, when I'm mixing different colours, I change my gloves. There's nothing worse than sort of, especially when you're working with the orange or the black, and then you want to mix up a bit of white, you're going to get black all over your white Milliput, and it's going to look, well, it's not going to look very good if you don't want any kind of like black bits in your white Milliput. So I'm just mixing this up, so roll it, and then take it apart, basically take it apart again, take it apart again, and then roll it and just mix it up. Just keep on mixing it any way you see fit really, and just you got to know in your own mind that basically it is fully mixed up really, because you want it to do its job and set properly. So what we'll do is we get these mixed up. I'll get the white one mixed up. I will change gloves again, obviously when I get onto the white, because again I don't want yellow in my white section. Once we've got them all mixed up, as you can see there's the yellow and the orange. We need to work out kind of what order to put them in, so we'll do that in a second. Just looking at the different ways to put these colours, I think possibly the orange and then the white in the middle, and then maybe the yellow at the bottom. I think that might be the better option. I don't really know. I mean, it could go that way. It could go orange, yellow, white. It could go yellow, white, orange. I don't suppose it really makes too much difference. So I'll start putting this into here now, and what we just need to do is we just need to place the putty resin and just basically push it in as best as we can into the grooves that we've made, which basically are like this. I think I definitely have made too much of this, which is a bit of a shame really. It's going to be a bit of a waste. So we just keep pushing this in, making sure that it's definitely all squeezed in there. And then we go with the white one. So just squeezing it in there like that. just making sure we've got it neatly packed into all the grooves really. You don't have to worry about what it looks like now because we're going to get this back on the lathe anyway, and turn it. So there we go, and then we'll put the orange one in. Like so. So that's what it's going to look like all the way round. So I'll come back to you when I finish this. Okay, there we go. So I've just basically put the Milliputs all the way round. So it looks a bit messy at the moment, but you know that's fine because so you won't see any of that when we put it back on the lathe. So there it is at the moment. Smile. We just need now to leave that and come back to it when it's set. Now what I'm also thinking about doing with this pot is maybe doing a little bit of burning in the wood. I basically purchased this fire lighter, which comes highly recommended. Pretty awesome bit of kit. Not very cheap, but pretty cool. Now what I'm thinking about doing, I don't know if this is going to work or not, is I've got this stencil, and I'm going to see if I can put the stencil on the pot there, and then we're going to stencil out the word tea, and then see if I can burn it into the pot. I think it might look quite nice, if I can do it. I don't know if I can, but let's see. So I've just stuck this on with a bit of tape. I've tried to get this sort of level, and I'm just sort of like getting a pencil, and I'm just sort of like drawing through the stencil here, so I can just project it onto the wood, so I can hopefully burn it. But it needs to be straight before I do that. Okay, so this is now just pencil marked in. I think it looks all right. Just got to be really careful when burning it in, really. I think it's going to look quite cool. I reckon that'll look quite sweet. Right, so there we go. So I've just burnt that into the wood. That is my first attempt of ever burning any wood. It's not too bad actually. I think it's turned out fairly well. I think for the piece of what it's going to be, I think that's going to look kind of cool. So obviously we won't know how it's going to finish until we obviously get rid of all the Milliputs and then sand it back a bit, and then finish it with some food safe. See how it ends up. But I think I'm fairly happy with that. I say this tool was pretty good actually. Got a nice little tip on the end here that comes with it. I don't know if you can see that all right. And then you get a few other tips with it as well. Well, actually no, you don't get any tips with it. You have to buy those separately, which is yeah, not great, is it really, considering you spend quite a lot of money on this unit and then you have to spend a load of money on buying loads of tips. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so I think this is drying up now. I haven't left it overnight. This has been a couple of hours, so hopefully we can see what this is going to look like. There we go. Okay, so it looks pretty cool. I've gone over here a little bit too far, so I'm going to have to put this back on it and redo that slightly. So I'll do that now. Okay, we're almost done. I think because this is quite a jazzy little pot with a few features on it, quite a few, I'm going to add another little feature to the top. It's a nice little red button which I've got here, quite a nice little glittery shine on it. I'm going to just put that in the top there. I think that might look quite nice, finish it off quite nice. I think this has turned out really well. I'm quite happy with the burning on here, that looks really nice and tasteful. These have turned out pretty well, so I just need to finish the base off. I'll get this in. Okay, viewers, and obviously especially to the lady who's given me this wonderful job to make this tea pot, Colleen from Denver, which I believe is in Colorado, I think. So we finally finished the pot. There it is. So you've got my first time I've done a bit of wood burning in there, and I put the word tea in there for you. Obviously you've got your yellow and your white and your orange stripes in there, which is obviously what you wanted. And I've added a few quirky things to this as well, which hopefully will make you laugh. And so obviously we've got a nice little red button in the top there, just to sort of set the top of it off. This sort of turned out quite well. It's got a fairly good fit, not too bad, not too tight, not too loose. It's all been sort of finished with food safe on the inside and everything as well out here, so you can put your tea in there, and then obviously you've got your smiley face in there. What I've also done here as well, which again is the first for doing my pieces of work, is I've used my burning pen again, and I've dated it as well as put my emblem in there, and I've also signed it for you as well. I'm not brilliant at signing things, but there we go, at least it's burnt into the wood now. So I had a few issues with this pot, as you've seen during the process of me making it, and I've managed to get around all of them in the end. The last one was using this plate again to hold this in. Now originally I cut this off to actually sort of just form like the gap there, and I was going to chop it off here, but obviously as we lost the top during the making of this, because it cracked, the pot became a bit smaller than I actually wanted, so then having this gap on here was actually probably ideal. So I've left that now, and I've actually created that as a feature now within the pot. But then that also gave me another problem, which basically was the 4 holes that I had in the bottom here from using the plate. So what I did is I had to drill those out using a small Forstner bit, and I filled them with black Milliputs, as you can see there. So making it into a bit of a feature instead of a problem. And you know, they're pretty square, so as they obviously come on the plate, so they look quite cool, look like they're meant to be there. So there we go. I hope everyone enjoyed watching me make this pot for tea, and it's going to be shipped off to Colleen soon in Denver. I do hope you like the pot, Colleen, and I hope it brings you many nice cups of teas in the mornings, and don't forget that when you run out of tea, don't forget to smile.